10 weeks, 70 days, blink, and the summer will be behind us, and the NBA season will be here. And now we officially know who will be tipping off the 2025-26 NBA season when it gets underway on October 21st. It is going to be theater for the first time in league history. It'll all tip off in Oklahoma City. The reigning champion Thunder, they'll get their rings with that man, a familiar face across the floor, Kevin Durant, who will be debuting for his 6th franchise when he puts on a Rockets jersey. But somehow, that might not even be the main event for opening night. Later on in Los Angeles, LeBron James, he will kick off his unprecedented 23rd season against his career-long foe, Steph Curry, as the Warriors visit the Lakers. That one is at 10 o'clock Eastern. As we welcome you to NBA Today, I'm Malika Andrews. We have so much to dive into as the NBA began to roll out the schedule this morning. Today's show, it's going to have a little coast-to-coast flavor. There's no two people I'd rather break it all down with than NBA champ Kendrick Perkins and the people's champ, Shanae Ogumake.
You heard her. You heard her. I'm the people's champ. I will take that all day, every day.
Stamp it, people's champ, my champs. And Perk, hit me with one word. I know it's been a while, so you probably got a few, but just one word to describe this opening night slate that we just saw.
Well, before I give you the word, Malika, I'm going to give you this word before my word to describe.
Here we go already.
It's hot.
Preacher Perk.
Now, I know I haven't been in the studio in a minute, but turn the damn AC on.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a humidity situation, but you should be used to this. We from the H. Come on, bro.
Yeah, but look, I'm going with the OGs. That's the word to describe opening night, right? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you went to the circus before. The greatest show on earth, right? In respect to the champs, their ring ceremony in the Oklahoma City Thunder, but damn it, KD, LeBron James, Steph Curry is the attention, right? It's still their league. They attract the eyeballs. They're still the faces of this game, and that's why they're going to be on display for opening night, the OGs.
So if you're going to say this is a circus, my question is, who's the ringleader of that circus? Because the NBA is going to be really interesting with all the power moves. Malika, my word is trifecta. I wish I went first because we're on the same type of time. Those OGs, they truly are the trifecta. I mean, this is the generation that we grew up on, and they're still in top-tier form. Kevin Durant going to my Houston Rockets. Steph Curry looking at his Warriors like, are we going to make some moves? And LeBron James finally has what Perk likes to say, a skinny Luka a little bit. So my word is trifecta to see which, star, which ringleader will really come out on top.
I like it. I thought Perk was just going to stick with hot, but no, that's just to describe the studio. How about history? We get to see history in LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry all suiting up, and Oklahoma City also getting their first ring in franchise history. So what do you say? With that history on the line, let's dive a little deeper here, and let's start in Oklahoma City, because Kevin Durant will be back in Oklahoma to kick off the season, and a user posed a question to KD on social media. He asked this. He said, where will your mentals be on opening night when you watch the team that gave you everything raise a banner after you left them high and dry? Okay, that's direct. To which KD replied, well, finally, it's been 10 years. It's about time they won one. Perk, you played 5 seasons with KD in Oklahoma City. Do you think this is just going to be any other game for Durant? Do you think there's a little something more watching OKC raise that banner?
Hell yeah, it's going to be more. And by the way, we have rubbed off, the NBA Today family have rubbed off on Adam Silver.
How?
The pettiness. I'm here for it. Damn it, yeah, the pettiness. Houston in OKC, KD in OKC. The fan base still have yet to give him a round of applause for returning. Now, all of a sudden, you got to see the great KD has to walk into that building and watch not only the franchise he left raise their first banner, but also watch the best franchise player ever at SGA be able to watch and get his ring. It's going to be smoke in the city. I wish I could be there. And if I'm KD, I go in the back. I don't want to watch it. If I'm KD, I come with the mindset that I want to upset them and disappoint and be a spoiler on their ring ceremony night.
Yeah, I'm not mad
Well,
at that.
they can be a spoiler of the season. Yeah, go ahead, Shanae.
You're absolutely right. It could be a spoiler of the season. This is a team that finished, I believe, was it number 2, the Houston Rockets in the West, and they got the guy that fills all of their holes. But if you think about it, Perk, one thing you, me, and Malika, we all have in common is we were all in Oklahoma City, not just for the finals, but also the Western Conference Finals. And so I feel like we're honorary members of the fan base that you love because we all fell in love with them as well. They love you, but I think they love all of us now. But one thing I know is not only do they remember the past, and they are still hurt by KD leaving, but they also remember the present, which is good. They understand that this team is built to win in the future. And KD did get his own ring, so I feel like he's still going to walk in there confidently. But yeah, I feel like the smoke is there for Game 1. They did a great job.
But I think with them winning the championship has closed that chapter for the organization of Oklahoma City and the fan base of the Kevin Durant.
So you think that they're going to cheer?
I'm not saying all that. We still may see some cupcake signs in there, but if you're OKC, you want to come out on a mission as well, right? We haven't had a back-to-back champion since the month of Neverwhere.
8 years.
So you want to come back. You want to come back. You want to come back with a certain type of hunger, and you want to come out on your opening night and show that you're not satisfied, that you want more.
Yeah, and Kevin Durant is coming in with a team that is fully equipped to challenge Oklahoma City in the Western Conference this year. The Houston Rockets, as you mentioned, Shanae, they finished the year 2nd overall. They want to have something to say. They don't go get Kevin Durant just to be 2nd again, right? That matchup between the last season's top teams in the West. Maybe, though, Perk, you're the appetizer expert, just an appetizer for the first night of the season, right?
Because anytime
you get Steph versus LeBron, this is not a salad. This is the main course. No matter what year it is the main event, right? They're going to both kick off their campaigns for that elusive 5th ring with a head-to-head clash. And there's no shortage of questions surrounding both of their teams. What does year 23 look like for LeBron? Are the Lakers officially Luka's team now? Did the Warriors put enough around Steph and the Warriors to cook up something special one last time? I had to get a little Hamilton in. One thing I do know,
right now,
I mean, come on, it's fun. We know this, though, friends. These teams, they answer the bell every time. They've played 56 times across the regular season, the playoffs, the play-in. LeBron has the regular season edge, but Steph Curry holds the lead in postseason wins, including in the NBA Finals. So, Perk, it's been over 10 years since the Steph-LeBron rivalry really kicked off here. It feels to me, though, it hasn't lost any of its steam. I think back to Christmas Day last year. Why is that? Why is it still so exciting?
Because you have 2 all-time greats that every time they step between those lines, they want to kick each other ass. LeBron James want to give Steph their work, and Steph want to give LeBron James their work. And you can go and we can look at the numbers. It speaks for itself. And so when you have these 2 all-time greats, and yes, they're OGs, but they're actually always competing between that line to say, this is my block, homie. This is my turf. And Steph, like, we talk about LeBron James, and rightfully so, of being, arguably the greatest player of all time. Steph feel like he should be in that conversation. So when they step between those lines, it's a brawl for it all. And it's a reason why you brought up Christmas Day, Malika, Shanae. It's a reason that they damn near touched, I believe it was 9 million viewers on Christmas Day, because all eyeballs was on them, because they never disappoint.
Yeah, and if it comes to me, I'm looking at both of these guys. They have extended their prime in a way that they're setting the standard for those in the future. Like, now people think it's realistic to play until you're 40 based off of what they've invested in their bodies. They've created the blueprint. I feel like LeBron and Luka, and now I guess maybe a 2.5, I don't know. We're not going to go there. We have to see them win and be productive. DeAndre Ayton becoming a big 3, that would be the best version of the Lakers. Like, that was the hole that they needed to fill. They filled it, and now they have the pressure to be productive. But I feel like they have the pieces now that they went in, knowing that they're not complete. So I'm looking at the Lakers at this point probably being ahead of the Warriors, because the Warriors still are the only team, I believe, that made minimal, if not any, major moves over the last 100 or so days. But it's outside of Jimmy.
No, you're right. And there's still gas in the tank with both of these guys. The alternator, both alternators are working. No problems with the transmission. They got the, the brakes are changed. But when you think about the 2 videos, Malika, Shanae, that I've been seeing over the last 24 hours, I saw one of Steph Curry.
You're right.
Looked like he was running from some damn mountain lions, and I believe he got on the I believe he got on the weight vest. Look, this is not a perk trot through the trail. This is high level running through whatever he is. I don't know what it's at, but damn it, this is a guy that all of a sudden you watch LeBron, he's deadlifting weight. These are two guys that have nothing to prove but are working probably the hardest in the league.
Wait, Perk, you should know something about this. You've dropped some weight. I see you. Can't y'all see the face?
I'm waiting for October.
You look great. I don't know what a perk trot is, but we're definitely going to be needed to put that to the test. Maybe get some cones out a little bit later here. Hey, coming up here on NBA Today, ESPN's opening week delivers star power. We also get a finals rematch, a fourth season this year, starting on Wednesday, October 22nd. And it all tips off with the premier matchup, the top two teams in the Eastern Conference. The Cavaliers, they look to assert their Eastern supremacy against the Knicks here. Hey, Perk, can we already call this an Eastern Conference Finals preview, you think?
Absolutely we can. I believe that, look, both of these teams should come out on fire. I'm looking at Karl-Anthony Towns. He is going to be the deciding factor. Whether or not he's in shape, is he going to be able to slide those puppies on the perimeter and defend at a high level and be able to battle that big duo that they have down low, the Cleveland Cavaliers do, and Jared Allen and Evan Mobley?
Well, and then the second game of our Wednesday doubleheader, Perk, it'll be the first matchup between two of the best young players in the world. Victor Wembanyama faces the 2025 #1 pick, Cooper Flagg. Shanae, is Cooper going to get a welcome to the NBA moment from his fellow #1 pick right out the gates here?
I think everyone, no matter what year you're playing in the NBA, has a welcome to the NBA moment when Victor Wembanyama is at the rim. Let's be real here. But Cooper Flagg, that guy is no punk. He's going to go up there. He's going to challenge everyone. We know his work ethic is through the roof. I'm excited to see what he does in Dallas. But Victor Wemby, he's back, and we are so much better for it. We missed him. We definitely did.
We certainly did, and we're going back-to-back, Ms. Agumake. We're back at it on Thursday, another doubleheader that starts the 2025 Finals rematch. That's when the Thunder play the Pacers. So, Perk, the Pacers, of course, they'll be missing Tyrese Halliburton. He's recovering from that torn Achilles. But what are you expecting from OKC as they start their title defense?
I expect them to hit the ground running. For us with the Thunder, I expect J-Dub to come back better. I'm looking at Chet Holmgren, and I'm saying this is his year to come out, pick up where he left off at the beginning of last season, and we know SGA is not satisfied. They brought basically their entire roster back. This team is going to be locked in. This team is going to be still hungry. I'm expecting big things from OKC.
Yeah, you and me both. We wrap up our Thursday doubleheader with the Nuggets taking on the Warriors. So, Shanae, this is going to be our first glimpse of the new-look Nuggets. What do you expect from Denver this season? I have high expectations. You coming with me?
Absolutely. I feel like they understand they have to maximize on the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic's prime, because he's someone that affects the game on all levels, especially offensively. They made some tweaks. They brought a little nostalgia back. They added some perimeter shooting. But number one, they addressed their depth. So if they're able to keep that in motion, this is a team that is consistent, and we should see Jokic continue to average, another triple-double?
Right, exactly. And with that, the NBA season will be in full swing. So, Perk, when you're looking at all 30 franchises, that team that we get the first look at, who are you going to be most excited to see to start the season here?
A team that we don't talk about enough. I know they got the #1 pick. But I'm going with the Dallas Mavericks.
How do we not talk about them?
I'm going with the Dallas. Because we're talking, excuse me, let me say this. A player that we don't talk about enough that's on the Dallas Mavericks. His name is Anthony Marshawn Davis Jr., and we forgot about him. We're talking about a guy that's a top 5 big in the league, a guy that we could look up, and he could be averaging 30 and 11 the first 20 games of the season. By the way, Luka Doncic was traded for Anthony Davis. Dallas traded their all-NBA player, their international superstar for Anthony Davis because he plays both ends of the floor. Without Kyrie Irving being there, I think Anthony Davis is going to be on the mission. I'm interested to see what it looked like when he returns back to L.A. I'm glad you brought that up the other day, Malika, because we haven't talked about Anthony Marshawn Davis Jr. one time on this show since the offseason.
Well, we'll be talking about him very, very soon, but I'm going to actually pick things up where you dropped them because you did drop the ball talking about a team we didn't talk about. I'm going to actually answer that question part, okay? The Orlando Magic. They made a huge move.
I like it.
The Orlando Magic is a team that I feel like with the East wide open, given the injury concerns, whether it is in Milwaukee or Indiana or now the Celtics, there's an opportunity for them to really climb up the standings. We already knew defensively they're solid. They're a top 5 defense. But did you know that this has been a bottom 10 offensive team every year since they traded Dwight Howard? Like, that is wild. Now you insert Desmond Bane, a certified three-point shooter, someone that averages 19 points and shoots nearly 40% from three. They're making the moves to win right now and fix that offense, and I love it, and I feel like we're going to be talking about them more, and we will be seeing them more, especially later in the season. Perk.
Yeah, well, not to mention, we get to see them early on in the season as Desmond Bane maybe exact some revenge in those international games that they're playing against the Memphis Grizzlies here. Shanae, I got to ask you, my good sis, from New York to Los Angeles, are we going to do it again? Are we going to do it again?
I know what you're talking about.
Because I'm just saying, when we get to see Chris Paul back in a Clippers uniform, Kawhi Leonard, where we saw him end last season, you and I both know that we are going to be pulling up to Intuit Dome because this team is utterly fascinating. They played an intriguing first-round series. You could have said, okay, yeah, we understand the matchup against Denver. We understand how hard of a time Denver gave OKC. Why couldn't that be the Los Angeles Clippers? And here's what I'm curious about, Big Perk. Is this Clippers team that we see on opening night with all the promise and excitement that is going to get Shanae Agumake and I into the building, is that the same team, knock on wood, that we're going to see finish the season, my friend?
I don't know, but I'm not banking on a bunch of senior citizens. And I keep telling you that, Malika, they're too old. As the league is going in a different direction and getting younger, we're seeing a lot of title contenders. They got younger this offseason. The Clippers, they got older. Yes, they got Derrick Jones Jr. Yes, they did pick up John Collins. And I respect CP3. I'm not going to get into the all-time rankings. He is an all-time great.
Yes.
I just don't know
top 10.
when it matters the most, health and what are their ability to defend the wing position in the postseason with all this youth. I just don't.
Malika, we're going to do it. We always do.
We're going to do it, and this is why we're excited to see the beginning of the season, Perk. This is why it's the first game out of the gate, because that's when health should be at its peak. There are a few things that pair together that are as synonymous for the NBA as LeBron James and Christmas Day, because just look at the categories. He leads on the day. The most games played, wins, points, you name it. He leads the category, and he gets to add to that again in 2025. Now, the Christmas Day slate, it does start at the world's most famous arena with the Knicks taking on Donovan Mitchell and the Cavaliers. This will be Cleveland's first Christmas Day game without LeBron since 1989, and no, that's not just a Taylor Swift reference. And in the second game of the slate, we get Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs taking on the reigning champion Thunder. Oklahoma City will be making their first Christmas Day appearance since 2018. Now, the midway point of the slate, you get a quick cup of coffee before this one. That's where you see Cooper Flagg making his Christmas debut against Steph Curry and the Warriors. Flagg will be the first #1 pick to play on Christmas Day as a rookie since LeBron did it in 2003. So that brings us to the fourth game of the day. That's where, Shanae, yes, you get your Rockets, Kevin Durant and LeBron James. This will be the 5th time that LeBron and KD will meet on Christmas, and the first time since 2018. That was when Durant was a Warrior. And that brings us to our nightcap. That's when we'll see Anthony Edwards and the Wolves head to Denver to face Nikola Jokic's Nuggets. Jokic is one of 2 players to ever have a 40-point triple-double on Christmas. That was back in 2022. So all in all, the 5 games on Christmas Day, they will feature 17 All-Stars from last season. This is a real treat. All starting with Donovan Mitchell and the Cavaliers taking on the Knicks in the Garden. And it'll be the first Cavs Christmas Day game, as we mentioned, since 2018. And y'all, I just love this. This is what Donovan Mitchell posted last year on social media. He said, "Christmas game soon." Fast forward 1 year, and the Cavaliers, they will be in New York on the holiday, and Donovan Mitchell posted celebrating that full circle moment here. So the Cavaliers and Knicks, far and away the favorites to win the East. That's according to ESPN Bet. They are also the only 2 Eastern Conference teams, friends, that play on the first ESPN doubleheader and on Christmas Day. So of all the teams, we just get 2 in the Eastern Conference, which says a lot about the state of the conference right now, Perk. When you look at these 2 teams, which has more pressure, do you think, to come out of the East? Because it better be one of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Cavs when you think when you're talking about overall team, because they did win 64 games last season, and then they got spanked by the Indiana Pacers. So unfortunately, no one's going to give a damn what they do in the regular season. Now, when you talk about players, which players under the most pressure to deliver, that's Karl Anthony Towns. Like, it's time for him to deliver. There's been a lot of criticism when it comes down to, Luka Doncic and what he did defensively and being in shape. Well, Cat falls in that category. Cat is a walking bucket. He's one of one. Arguably the best shooting big we've ever seen. He's really, really skilled, but that's not what he needs to correct. He needs to correct his ability to get up and down the floor, be able to slide those puppies, because he was getting cooked in the pick and roll. Now you have a new coach. You went on the podcast. You say you and Mike Brown met for about 2 hours. Y'all on the same page. Damn it, all eyes on you. You in the middle. You gotta deliver.
I would say it's not just Cat. Yes, as a player, being the X factor, Cat absolutely. And I believe this new coach will have, make a system where he's more comfortable shooting threes, because we saw him move away from that, especially in the playoffs. But I think there's pressure on everybody in New York, especially when you make a move, losing Coach Thibodeau, and then now adding a new coach. And then there's questions about the usage, and there's questions about, okay, supporting cast, where did OG go? Where did Mikhail go when they needed them the most? Because Brunson, we know what we're going to get from him. But now it's about designing a new system that works for everybody and just not one player. So I feel like there's a lot of pressure on New York overall, knowing that the East is wide open once again. The Cavs, in my opinion, are the favorites, and they should be the favorites. You have the coach of the year, 64 wins. You retain Don. You extend Don a year ago. Now you have Evan Mobley, who got the bag, especially after getting the award. They have the supporting cast. I mean, the problem with the Cavs was that they were not healthy at the right time, which was the end of the season. A couple of players being out during the postseason messed up their rhythm. If they're healthy, this is the team to beat. And they were designed. I mean, you said something crazy last year, but wasn't that crazy? You said, hey, they're so good they make you forget about the past, because you feel like the present, they can win and turn that page away from the Cavs of the past, which they've been living in for almost a decade now. 2016, that championship. They have an opportunity to really do that this year as favorites, when a number of the teams they thought would be good actually are a little bit down.
No, and they should be the favorites, right? And that's why I said, unfortunately, whatever they do in the regular season, they could win 70 games. No one's going to give a damn. They're going to be like, we're gonna evaluate them, what they do in the postseason, because again, a Donovan Mitchell-led team has never been to a conference finals. Karl Anthony Towns also. We just saw Mikal Bridges. Didn't he get an extension? OG Anunoby, he's locked in. He got his extension last offseason. Jalen Brunson as well. So when you think about Cat, you think about moving him for Julius Randle. You got him to move the needle. Not saying that he didn't, because they had a successful season this year. But if you're trying to take that jump, it's going to be on the back of Karl Anthony Towns, because we know what Big Body Brunson going to do. Where your buzz at? You don't have your little thing in there? Big Body Brunson?
What about Big Body Brunson?
That was a perfect Carter Perkins impression. What about Big Body Brunson? What I did like that the Knicks did this offseason, friends, though, and everyone, by the way, I'm sitting here in the studio here in New York, everyone just perked up a little bit when we said what I like about what the Knicks did. Everyone here in New York, the expectations are sky high. It doesn't matter if it hasn't done this in 25 years, this, that, and the other. That's the feeling around the city. What they did is they went out and addressed their bench scoring. That is a huge part of having this durability that the Cavaliers didn't seem to have, even though they're incredibly deep, over the course of an 82-game season. But Perk, if you were looking for maybe something to point to about Christmas Day and Madison Square Garden and big men going crazy, since that's what you're calling for, right, from Karl Anthony Towns, you remember this? Victor Wembanyama, he made history. He finished with 42 points, 18 rebounds in the three-point loss to the Knicks in his Christmas debut. This year, he'll be in Oklahoma City taking on Chet Holmgren and the defending champs. So I ask you, Perk, Sinead, do you think it's time we go a little shot for shot on the battle of the big men?
Yes, it has been a minute, big bro, little sis. Time to go shop. We gotta work on our handshake, right? Because when it comes to these two players, baby, now we got a little bad blood. I'm gonna take Victor Wembanyama. Perk is gonna take Chet Holmgren. And I'll show you why, because we already know offensively these guys are growing and improving. They're rising stars, but defensively they're both rim protectors, they're shot blockers, and they are X factors for their teams to take the next step. I'm going to start with Victor Wembanyama. What is he going to bring defensively, especially when it comes going up against his rivals? Since back in those U16 days, they're not new to this, they're true to this. Watch him, in the words of Perk, play the passing lane, but most importantly, slide those puppies. Victor Wembanyama, the last 2 seasons, led the NBA in blocks. He missed 36 games. Last year, he still led the NBA with 176 blocks, especially right there. You see that beautiful one on his rival. Now, I know Victor doesn't have the championship, but he is probably the guy of the future.
And then here comes Slim. That done it on the big stage, but when he match up against Wemby, it's personal. He's guarding Chris Paul, but at the same time, he's watching Victor. Don't want him to get nothing. Look at the elevation on this 7'5" alien. And then turns to get back to the play with verticality to me Sohan at the rim, and then all of a sudden you go another way. Talk about taking it personal. You talk about sliding those puppies. Look at Chet Holmgren right there. No one else in the league, probably maybe Giannis, could slide and get a contest on Victor like Chet Holmgren, and it is personal.
You're right, it is personal because right now Chet has more wins than Victor in this head-to-head matchup. They're pretty the same when it comes to points per game, but rebounding is where Victor separates, and of course block shots. Nonetheless, every time these guys suit up, it's always cinema popcorn because we know they're gonna bring it. Victor will have one soon, but yeah, he's got some work to do to catch up with Chet and company, Malika.
Yeah, around NBA Today, we do make sure to note rings as well. We mentioned this, the rest of the Christmas Day slate, it will feature 6 Western Conference teams who should be right in the thick of things come December. The Mavs, the Warriors, the Rockets, the Lakers, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves closing out the holiday. But the great thing about Christmas Day, ESPN, it's October 22nd against the Spurs. He will also play on Christmas Day when the Mavs face off against the Golden State Warriors. Now, it's a rarity for the #1 pick to play on the NBA's marquee day, but flag, he will not be the first to do it. So let's just flash back here to the last time a #1 pick played on Christmas the same year they were drafted. We have to go back to LeBron. He had 34 points in an overtime loss against T-Mac and the Magic. If you are keeping track, he'll be playing in his 20th Christmas Day game this December, which is pretty incredible. But Sinead, Perk, my friends, I've been looking forward to this all show. Are you ready for a little Christmas Day trivia? I feel like I'm coming in all great and powerful Oz style here. I am the powerful. No, today I'm just the trivia master. So we're going to stick with the rookie theme here. Chinenye, are you ready?
I'm born ready. Let's do this thing.
I knew that part. All right, let's do it. So we showed you LeBron. Over the last 40 years, only one other #1 pick has played on Christmas Day in the year they were drafted. Was it Yao Ming? Was it Derrick Rose, Patrick Ewing, or Shaquille O'Neal?
Ooh, this is tough. Do you want to go, Perk?
Yeah, I'll go. I know the answer. Yao Ming. Put it up there. Yao Ming, and I'm surprised you didn't know.
No, I just want to see it.
He said it with his chest. He said it confidently.
Loud
Kendrick
and
Perkins.
It's okay,
Points
Perk.
for
I'll redeem
style.
myself. I love the confidence you had, and I love how you always go with
Sinead was about to say Patrick Ewing. All right, Sinead, this one's for you.
Okay.
Actually, both. Perk, we'll let you get back in here. But Sinead, be careful with him.
Gotcha, I will.
What rookie scored the most points in a Christmas game? Was it Kevin Durant, Wilt Chamberlain, Oscar Robertson, or was it Pete Maravich?
So I'm going to go with, I'm probably going to be wrong for sure. How's my guy?
How's my guy? Say his name.
We're gonna work on this. We need to get Nneka back into trivia.
Wait,
she was
hold on,
3 for
Malika,
3.
we know this man wins almost every category he did. So Wilt Chamberlain, I should have gone there.
On and off the floor.
All right.
You don't need
Let's
that
try
trivia.
we're 0 for 2. Let's try for #3. And everybody at home, I hope you're doing better than my friends here. Only 9 rookies
Malika.
have. You guys are wearing full off-season form. Only 9 rookies have ever scored 30 or more points on Christmas. Who was the last to do it? The last recently. Jason Tatum, Jonathan Kuminga,
Wait, let's think about this first.
or Jaime Jaquez. Perk is ready to make
it. Ain't
a.
nothing to think about. It's this young man right here.
Okay.
Light-skinned brother with the clean fade.
No!
What?
No!
I'm wrong again?
It's Jaime Jaquez. We have, remember, our researcher, we have to remember his fandom. He's a Miami Heat fan. We got to think deeper.
Guys, let's all take a deep breath.
Really, bro?
It is our pride on the line.
We can do this.
And this is the last question.
Okay.
Everybody at home, help him out. Tweet him, Slack him,
Phone a
call
friend.
him. What team is a rookie when it comes to playing on Christmas? This team has never played on Christmas.
Let's really think through this.
Yeah,
The Hornets.
Jordan played on Christmas.
The Pelicans.
Okay.
So
The Raptors and the Grizzlies.
The Pelicans that played on Christmas is out of them and them. Which one you think, Raptors or Hornets?
Well, the Raptors are the defending champs. Did they play on
I'm going
Christmas
with the
the year?
Hornets.
I'm
Wait,
going with the
okay,
Hornets.
we're going to
Is
stand
it
on business.
the
We're gonna
Charlotte
stand on
Hornets?
this.
Right
Standing
here.
on business.
Put it up there. I told you. I told you.
Woo! I knew we would get it. I knew we would get it.
One for
Ladies
four.
and gentlemen.
Perk's free throw percentage.
We're going to need to work on this trivia, but if you like Christmas moments, Wednesday night on ESPN, premier matchups going on throughout the day, starting with the Cavaliers and the Knicks. That one is at 1 o'clock Eastern. Now, I too am wearing the color of my sweetie's eyes, and it's why we go so well together. But I wanted to show you something. Swifties, did you see what happened? No, it's not a briefcase, nor is it mint green, but I have here the full NBA schedule. We're releasing this album, slate of games, a little bit later this week. You'll have to wait until Thursday for the rest of the schedule. And in the meantime, I wonder if anybody might have a list of key matchups to look forward to this upcoming season. I think it's time for Big Perk's Big List.
Damn it, it's not your list. It's Big Perk's list. There's actually rules to this, okay? You will speak when spoken to. Give me some energy. Bam. That's it? Bam! 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 Put it up there. It's not your list. It's mine. Oh, we on? I got caught. I was looking at my haircut. Damn, I look good. But anyway, hey, look, it's a special day. It's a special time. Some schedules been released. NBA season is about 2 months away. And damn it, it's time for a list.
Let's go.
Big Perks, big list, biggest games this season. Today is just me and you in the studio. Malika, you cannot participate in this. You know the rules.
Yes.
Coming in at number 5. Put it up there. Bam! Yeah, I need to see it. Anthony Davis returning back to L.A. I know we've been hearing a lot of talk about Luka and what he's going to do to the Mavs. Imagine what AD has on his mind to do to the Lakers. It's going to be must-see TV in La La Land. I can't wait.